So this is where the process begins on the computer. This is the Lightorama software that controls the lights outside. So in this software, I determine which lights come on and off, which fade on and fade off whenever I want throughout the song. And all the different lights I have are on the left-hand side, so you'll see things like peak lights and spotlights, small trees, large trees, mega trees, and everything I tell when to go on and when to go off. And this then controls the various controllers outside, and I'll show you how they get hooked up as well. Cable. So this is standard RJ45 cable. Goes into the controllers, and then the controllers spits out 16 different outlets, or the different channels, all nicely marked so that we know where to plug in which lights. The controllers all connect to each other through the RJ45 cable, so this is another one that goes out to some of the other controllers, into the mega tree, and then down to the large trees by the sidewalk. So the key here with the controllers is to not to overload any one, because you can only get 15 amps for each side, or 30 amps total. And with a lot of lights, that adds up pretty quickly. So I'm doing about 117 amps worth of lights, so I need to split these up to make sure that none of these gets overloaded. And here we have the mega tree. So the mega tree is made up of a 14-foot water pipe supported by a whole bunch of guy wires into these orange stakes into the ground. And these strings are simply just hanging off the top, and they come down and they get wrapped around this little piece of PVC on the bottom. A little bit of a mess there. But nonetheless, there's 36 channels of light and 2 additional, so we have the strobes and the star up on the top. So there's 12 channels of clear, 12 channels of green, and 12 channels of red. And red and green are both, there's 2 strings of red and green for each channel, and there's 4 strings of white for each channel. So I think that ends up to be 96 strings, or 9600 lights. Down here, what we have are large trees, as I call them. And these trees are wrapped with 600 lights. So there's 200 clear, 200 red, and 200 green. And they're wrapped around 4-foot floral easels that we spray painted with Rust-Oleum black in the hopes that they'll last a little while. And the controllers are here, so they're all plugged into various circuits on the controller here, as well as over there. So these 2 controllers control all of the channels, and of course there's 3 channels per tree. So there's 36 channels of the Lightorama system for all these trees right here. So the show is broadcast on 107.3 FM. And it's the sound from our computer goes up into the attic, and up in there is a small FM transmitter that transmits it so you can listen to it in your car and watch the show. And over here we have the arches and the controller there that supports both the arches and the small trees. Now these arches are simply 900 lights wrapped around a piece of white PVC pipe. So there are 6 sections. Each of them is 150 lights, and it's simply wrapped around nice and tight. And of course, as they cycle through the channels, it makes a nice effect, like it is a leaping arch, as it's called. So I hope this was helpful.